Welcome everybody to the reboot of the Sunday Night Success Partners International team call. I don't know if you noticed the songs before we started were all songs about women's empowerment. And that was kind of a nod to the people who are taking the lead on bringing this call back. And then of course would be Ms. Dani Goeden and Ms. Leigh Perry. So we will begin with our check-in. We've got about 4 minutes before the call starts. So who would like to check in first?
It's Steve Mike Thompson, St. Clair Shores, Michigan.
Welcome, Mike.
Jane Lehman, Bernie, Texas.
Welcome, Jane.
Alice
That's so far,
Engelhart, St.
Plainfield,
Thomas, Virgin
Illinois.
Islands.
Welcome, Alice and Annette.
Chris
heard you
Wilkes,
both.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, Chris Wilkes.
Vera Tucker, Chicago.
Welcome, Vera.
Prince Johnson, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Welcome, Prince. It's an official call now. Prince is here.
Linda Beck, Morris, Illinois.
Welcome, Linda. Who's next?
Phyllis Martins, Rapid City, South Dakota.
Welcome, Phyllis. Has it stopped snowing there
Susan
yet?
Comer.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Louisville, Kentucky. Susan.
John Drennan, New Hampshire.
Welcome, sir. I hear you have some guests.
We did. They're back at their hotel. Lynn Schuessler Williams and her husband were here today.
Nice. She posted some beautiful pictures up there.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. Not of you, but of the scenery around where you are. All right. Who else would like to check in before we begin?
Judge Marcus Mordell out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Welcome to the call. Who's next?
Bill Radford, Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Welcome. We're now an international call.
Bill is like giving up. He won't even ask them. The project was begging. He's like,
Okay, we still have a few folks who haven't checked in, and we've got a couple of minutes left.
Dani Goeden, Greeley, Colorado.
Welcome, Dani. And
Evansville, Indiana.
sorry, Leigh, didn't mean to step on you there, but I was just going to remind everybody, we have a fairly good crowd here, but we should have more people. So text your teammates and make sure that they jump on this call. We've got about 2 minutes before we begin.
Yes,
Who's
Steve,
next?
on that note, if they don't know, they don't know.
That's true. And I don't know what they don't know, what they don't know.
We don't know who knows.
Nobody knows. All right, who's next to check in?
Matt Miller, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Welcome, Mr. Miller, sir.
Timmer Halligan, Mobile, Alabama.
Timmer Halligan enjoying the barbecue in Alabama. All righty, we got about a minute to go. Who else needs to check in?
I
Know
see
where you
Giddy
are.
Up, but I don't hear Giddy Up. Hey, Brenda.
Brenda's here, she's muted. Okay, it looks like we're gonna go coast to coast as soon as Bobby checks in.
Hi, Steve, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Kathleen.
Kathleen Ramsey, Oswego, Illinois.
Bobby
Good time.
Walden, San Diego, California.
Now we're coast to coast. Welcome, Bobby. Got a few seconds left. Anybody else like to check in before we begin? Got some people that are a little shy tonight that aren't normally a little shy. So anyone else need to check in? All right, well, it is the top of the hour and we always like to start our calls on time. So once again, I'm Steve Beck. I'm your, I suppose, your DJ this evening. I'm not your host. But I want to welcome you once again to the reboot of the Sunday Night Success Partners International phone call. We will start as we do with our signature message. And most of you know the words. You can sing along with me if you like. I'm part of a growing team of entrepreneurs with a shared mission to protect and empower 2 million families and small businesses with Legal Shield's network of law firms and world-class identity theft services. What we do matters, and we're looking for help. Now I have the pleasure of introducing your hostess this evening. Currently living in Evansville, Indiana, she has a diverse background in corporate, higher education, and nonprofits. She began working with Legal Shield because she'd been a member and fell in love with the amazing service. So I have the pleasure of turning the Zoom room over now to Miss Leigh Perry. Leigh, go ahead.
Oh, Steve Beck, thank you so much. Dani and I are super excited to be hosting this evening and kicking this off. And the one thing we agreed on right away was Steve Beck's got to kick us off and he's going to wrap us up too. We knew that we had to have that to get us started. You'll notice some of the segments are the same as we've had before and some are different. We're doing a little bit different twist. So we're super excited you're here for the inaugural call. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it to Annette Zobar, our story coordinator.
Hello, everybody. So excited. I love the stories. Why? Well, you know what? Facts tell, but stories sell. And stories are how we share the incredible impact that Legal Shield has on the lives of our members and our associates. They motivate us. They help us make connections with our prospects. And they're really important, especially if you're new and you don't have stories of your own. So when you listen to these stories tonight, take notes on their background, their location, situation, so you can borrow that story or maybe even bring them in on a three-way call when it's appropriate to make a connection. Our first story, we're going out to Morris, Illinois. Linda Beck, you're on.
Hello, Linda Beck, Morris, Illinois. Background is mortgage underwriting. I have a member story today. This member story is from one of our members. And over coffee, we were talking about how things happen for a reason. She looked at me and said, I have a stalker. I wasn't sure where she was going with this, but I just listened. She asked, can Legal Shield help me with that? She told me the story leading up to her concerns of her safety. The police couldn't help her because nothing has happened. I told her that she should give Legal Shield a call, made sure that she had the app and explained what to expect when she made that call. She was excited to see what they had to say. She confirmed by text a couple of days later, and she had called the law firm. They were setting her up with a referral attorney who would file an order of no contact. And I asked if she was happy with the service, and she said, I can't believe after 45 years, someone listened to what I had to say. That to me was just amazing, and it gave me chills. Back to you, Annette.
Thank you so much, Linda. That is really a powerful story. That shows how Legal Shield can really help impact some of the really horrible things that go on with our lives. So thank you so much for sharing. Gave that lady some peace of mind. Our next story, we are heading over to Cincinnati, Ohio, and hearing from Prince Johnson. Prince, go on.
Thank you. Good evening. My story is about a mix-up at the VA with an appointment that I had. There happens to be a gentleman that has the same last name that I have. We both have the same last four. And this appointment took place on the same day for both of us. However, the time frames were mixed up, and it was simply because of the last four as well as the last name. I did get a chance to rectify that situation to keep my appointment and not get labeled as a no-show. But as soon as I got back home, I did contact the law firm, got a file number on this particular situation, and I got advice from the attorney. And he advised me to contact the regional office, whereas I was able to get a PIN number on my name. And much to my surprise is that had I not had a discharge character of anything less than an honorable discharge, I would have not gotten the PIN number for my file. And the scary thing about this is that this could have taken place even with medication, if you will, or either prescriptions. Nonetheless, I am quite satisfied with the counsel that I received. and I got the matter pretty much taken care of. So then I really appreciate the law firm as well as Legal Shield for this. Thank you, and back to you, Annette.
Thank you so much, Prince, and we thank you for your service. You know, usually when we have some kind of bureaucratic snafu, we don't really think about calling the law firm, but Prince did, got it rectified. So this is a great story to tell when people are involved in one of those crazy bureaucratic things. So I encourage you all to think about some stories and get back to me each week. We're going to have some exciting things going on with storytelling because they are the lifeblood of this business. So back to you, Leigh.
Thanks so much, Annette. We appreciate you hosting that for us. And folks, you can reach out to Annette. Annette, if you want to put your info in the chat and folks can go from there. And then Alice also has posted it on the calendar. So don't hesitate as you're checking in with your members and you're seeing whether or not they're happy. Make sure like Linda did, and Prince, if he wasn't already an associate, make sure you make a record of those stories and get back to Annette so that she knows, so you can share them with everybody else. Awesome. Thanks so much. Well, folks, now our segment, you guys know, men die for it and babies cry for it. It's recognition, celebration and recognition. And who else but the amazing Matt Miller, Mr. Energy himself.
Well, thank you, Ms. Leigh Perry. Appreciate you, and especially you and Dani for re-energizing this whole thing and getting it squared away. I can't tell you how awesome it is to see all your faces, guys. I miss you guys so much. I really do. And with that, we're going to celebrate tonight, all right? This is the first Sunday of the month, and so we got some things to report from last month. So make sure your fingers are ready and open up your chat windows, all right? Because this is how we're going to make sure we can recognize everybody. So we're going to start off with Mad Streak. So if you Mad Streaked in the month of May, I want you to type in the word mad. Go ahead, type them in, rapid fire, mad streak. Yeah, let's go, Leigh Perry, Dani Goeden, mad streaking. I see you, Annette. Yeah, more mad people. Jason, oh, he's real mad. Oh, let's go, it was all caps, I like it. There we go. All right, Susan Comer's mad. Again, if you brought on a new team member or if you marketed a membership, you Mad Streak qualified for the month of May. Type it in the chat. Let's see who's mad. All right, Mr. Lewis the Great. Okay, hello, sir. Yeah, Mr. John Drennan, mad. All right, let's go. I love it. Fill them up. This is good. All right, we're going to move right on from Mad Streak. And if you're already mad, that's good because that probably energizes you even more to get to Performance Club. So if you Performance Club qualified, just PC, go ahead and put PC in the chat. PC, here we go, everybody. There it is. There it is. Look at that. And that PC with exclamation point. She wasn't messing around. She said it with her chest. She was authority right there. I like it. There we go. Performance Club, Jesse Wardell, Ken Blunt, Performance Club. Congratulations. There we go. Susan Comer, PCQ. That's where it is. That's the bedrock of our company, Performance Club, baby. All right. Now, if you Performance Club Pro qualified, put in PCP in the chat. PCP. This is a different kind of PCP. I'm a little younger than most here. All right. So PCP, PC Pro is what we mean for this right here, guys. All right. This is a different kind of energy, right? There we go. Performance Club Pro, right? You marketed a few more memberships. And again, we talked about this on another call earlier today. If you just had 5 people, Performance Club Pro every single month, that's ED. That's ED. Like 5 people in Performance Club Pro, that's ED. All right. So anybody else, if you were Performance Club Pro, go ahead and type in the chat. We want to celebrate you and recognize your commitment. Again, that's where it starts with that. Okay. So we're going to move on. I'm going to go to Mr. Jason Wardell because he's got a couple rock stars on his team just killing it. And we want to make sure that those people are also recognized. So Jason Wardell, take it over, sir.
Hey, sir. Appreciate you, Matt. Thank you so much for all that you do for the team. And folks, we have some amazing success, some recognition tonight. 2 folks on the team who have achieved the illustrious position of a senior manager in our organization. One young lady is here in the South Holland, Illinois marketplace, which is, for those of you who don't know, a South Chicagoland area. And her name is Vera Tucker. Hey, Vera.
Hello there, Jason.
Congratulations on getting the illustrious position of senior manager. Super duper happy for you and excited for you. Just real quick, what does Legal Shield mean to you? Just in a few sentences or less, what does this company really mean to you?
Since I retired, Jason, it's really mean a lot to me. You know how it was when you first was pushing me on and pushing me on. I get mad with you, and I come back and you push me on again until I got in here. And I mean, it's super good now. I thought I was retired. I told you and Timmer I was retired and laid back, but now like I am encouraged. I'm doing things intentional now. And I'm gonna move on up by the end of the next month or two. I'll probably be a director. So I thank you for you pushing me. I was mad sometimes, but you pushed me into where I am now. And now I'm glad.
You went from mad and you took the M out, and you put the GL in there, and now you're glad. That's good.
That's
good stuff. Congratulations.
Thank
Super
you.
excited for you and your team. Vera, couldn't be more excited for you. The other person, she wasn't able to make it on tonight. She has a special needs child. She's a single mom of 3 amazing kids. She's actually my blood cousin. Her name is Rainisha Hill. You're going to be hearing a lot from her. Just to give you a little background on her story. So she got started in our business back in October, got out to a great start, did some great things. And then May came. At the end of April, we decided we were going to run for senior manager. She's going to make her senior manager push. And May came and she got stricken with the COVID-19 virus. Not only that, her special needs daughter contracted the virus as well. So for the whole month of May, they too both was in the hospital fighting to breathe, literally. But what makes it so interesting is that in spite of all of that, she still got senior manager done in the midst of all of that turmoil and trial and tribulation. And not only that, but because she was 8 months pregnant, she just gave birth to a healthy baby boy. So she gave birth to a kid. She was able to fight off COVID. Her special needs daughter is doing well also, and she hit senior manager all in the same month, right? So her story is a testament to she's a walking affirmation with preservations, with patience and focus to get you closer to your aspirations, right? And that's to me what I'm so excited about for her. So if you see her, you see her picture or whatever in the group on the Facebook page, just congratulate her. She earned it, and she's excited about going to the next level. She's shooting for executive director this month, right? Crazy goal, lofty, but hey, you guaranteed to miss 100% of the goals you never shoot for. So congratulations, Vera. Congratulations to Rainisha. Super proud of you, ladies. I'll turn the call back over to you, Matt. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Jason, and congrats to you and your team. They're just killing it. I love it. Love to hear that. And also want to recognize everybody else that's on the call and celebrate you, because as John Drennan has taught us, success begins with showing up, and you all showed up. So we thank you so much for that. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Leigh Perry.
Thanks so much, Matt. We appreciate you kicking off our celebration segment. Thank you, sir. And congratulations so much to Jason and Vera and Renisha. Super exciting. All right, and now it's time for What's My Line? Dani Goeden will be interviewing an associate. And folks, this is one of the segments that we've added in. It's to meet the team, and that's why we're saying keep your cameras on. One of the things that we kept hearing is that everybody misses each other so much. We miss our smiling faces. So this is keep your cameras on so we can see each other. All right, Dani Goeden, throwing it to you.
Thanks, Leigh. You're doing such an amazing job. I'm trying to keep up with all the pinning, and you guys are doing such a great job. Anyway, I have a 5-minute segment where I get to introduce you to one of our team members. Every week we are going to introduce somebody new. This week it happens to be Mr. Jason Wardell. Are you ready, Jason?
Ready? We're ready when you are.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to just do a quick interview with you. So
Sure, no problem.
in about 30 to 60 seconds, tell us about you and who you are. Who's Jason?
Well, Jason Wardell is nothing more than a simple young man from a small town called Robbins, Illinois, here in Chicagoland area. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, who's also from that same town. We'll be celebrating 17 years of marriage this coming October. We've been together since the age of 13, so that was 1998. So that's 23 years. We have two amazing young men, young boys, Nehemiah and Malachi. ages 11 and 9, and they are our worlds. We truly have our worlds revolved around them. She's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. A mamapreneur is what I like to call her. And we just a loving couple, spiritually devoted. We're very passionate about our community. We come from extremely large families. You wouldn't believe how we have 20 siblings between the two of us. So our family is ginormous. They stretch over nine different states. So we have a huge family, and we love what we do in our community, our church community, and we love what we do in Legal Shield.
That is amazing. Yeah, my family does not compare to that. That's huge. Tell us a little bit about your background, Jason.
Okay. Well, upon completing high school back in 2002, I ended up, before I even finished high school, when September 11th happened, I was taking Marine Corps ROTC. I had several scholarships for boys, actually, to go to college. But when September 11th hit, I was already taking Marine Corps ROTC, and I knew I had a bigger purpose in life. So after giving blood for the American Red Cross, I got a push to join the Marines and fight for my country. So against the wishes of friends, family, and a lot of teachers and faculty who mentored me through my high school years, I decided to join the Marine Corps. And from 2001 to 2009, I served honorably 2 tours in Iraq, 1 in Okinawa, Japan, lived in multiple states, in multiple different time zones. But then my career ended in 2009. So that was what I did from then on. I tried school for a few years. That didn't work out. Tried management and retail. That wasn't quite what I anticipated. And so here I am, 2016. I got back started with Legal Shield and haven't looked back since.
That is awesome. Well, I know I speak for everybody when I say thank you so much for your service. The next question, what are your top values?
My top value is leading by example. Number 1, serving your team, not enabling them. There's a difference. And then lastly, servitude with the right attitude. To me, attitude is everything. And lastly is faith without works is dead, but works without faith is dead too, right? You got to believe in what it is that you're doing, just as much as you have to do what it is that you believe in, right? They're both are necessary. And there's like inhaling and exhaling. Without one, you still die, right? So you need both in order to be successful in this business. You got to believe 100%, zero doubt in what it is that we're doing. And then you have to have a serious work ethic while you believe. So those are my bedrocks of success in business, pretty much, and in life as well, in my opinion.
Awesome. And then tell us how you got started with Legal Shield.
Okay, so to be honest with you, for those of you who don't know, this is actually my 3rd stint with Legal Shield. I actually got started back in 2004 when it was prepaid legal, when I was in the Marines in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And got out to a great start, recruited 9 people at my first PBR, went director in 90 days, broke an exec in 6 months. We got to a point we were writing about 180, 190 memberships a month at our height. We recruited over 400 people, 4,000 membership sales in just a little over 2 years. So we were doing well, but I lost track of my business. I lost my debit card when I was over in Iraq and had some issues getting it renewed because I was away, and I couldn't get my membership re-engaged. By the time I came back after a year being gone, my business had dropped my associate level. So I had to start all over again. Did it again, then hit rock bottom. And then until 2016 in April, I met with a good friend of mine who met Timmer. And I got re-engaged back into the business after the 3rd time. And here we are, executive directors 4 years later. So again, it's not how you start something, it's always how you finish it. You know what I mean? That was the journey that I had to take in order to get to where I am today. So I don't say that to impress anybody, but just to impress upon everybody that it's not how you start, it's always how you finish. Nobody knows the journey they're going to take, but we all understand that there's a destination that we're all trying to obtain. And that's pretty much what I focus on. I don't focus on what I've lost. I always focus on what I have left, right? And that's pretty much what it's all about. So they say tough times don't last, tough people do, right? And that's my focus. Just try to stay focused and stay diligent and know that my story is not for me, but it's to help somebody else.
Absolutely. Wow, that was a clinic right there. Boom, we could just end, right, Leigh? Let's just end. No. All right. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Well, let's go ahead and finish. Tell us how your background in the military has helped you have success in Legal Shield.
I would say that it taught me about understanding missions, right? Understanding a mission or a cause of a thing, not necessarily what you're going to get as a result of finishing it individually, but what you will gain collectively, right? And Legal Shield is so mission driven, right? Equal justice under law is our mission, right? And so the military prepares me for that. Another thing, service over self, right? The military teaches you how to think beyond yourself, right? It's not necessarily about you, but it's about the service that you're providing to the collective, right? And I kind of look at this business as an extension of my military career, right? When I was in the military, I got a chance to serve and protect the Constitution, right? And that's what I swore to do against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, Legal Shield actually makes that real, right? Because without the citizenry having access to the justice system, then the Constitution really has no merit. It really is null and void, really, without that access. So I look at this as like my military career 2.0, right? Instead of dodging bullets, now I just get to dodge some no's, right? And that's a little bit easier to do to me. That's a lot less, one would assume. And then lastly, doing something that's honorable, right? I know that's a word that we don't hear too much as civilians, but in the military, that's the foundation in which everything exists. Everything rests on the bedrock of honor, right? Well, it's something honorable about servicing a client with this service, right? Providing them access to the justice system, whether it's a family or a business owner, right? Or giving people access to identity theft protection. To me, I count that as something to do that's honorable. And whenever you have self before service before self, whenever you have something that's mission driven, all those three things line up perfectly with our company and with my military career. So I think that's what gives me so much of an advantage in building this business, is because I'm just basically doing what I did in a uniform. Now I do it with a yellow shirt on. They got Legal Shield on the front of it, right? USMC for LS Legal Shield now. Do you know what I mean? Same left side of my shirt, but just a totally different mission.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Jason, so much. You all heard it from him. It's not how you get started, it's how you finish, and it's easier to dodge a no than it is a bullet. So appreciate you, Jason. I'm gonna slip it on back over to Miss Leigh Perry.
John, I think we just got our shirts for the summer blast. It's easier to dodge a no than it is a bullet. All right, there you go. Slogan for our t-shirt. Folks, just super excited that we've got our next segment. It's called the Training Tidbit. We'll have somebody different every week that'll give a tidbit about their area of specialization. This particular person has been in Performance Club more than 100 months. Susan Comer, take it away.
Thank you, Leigh. So appreciate you. Hello, Success Partners family. I'm Susan Comer. I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm honored and privileged to spend a little bit of time with you to talk about Performance Club. Now, did you know that Performance Club is the longest running program, incentive program in Legal Shield history, right? It's going on for yes, long time. And I know you've heard this over and over, that you heard it, Matt said it, I believe, that Performance Club is the foundation of our business. Now, why is that? It's because it honors consistency. It honors consistent production month after month. And we know that our business, network marketing business, is getting many people to do consistent activity over a long period of time, right? With a great attitude, I always add. And Performance Club encourages this by giving you a bonus after 4 months in Performance Club. You start getting bonuses and thereafter, and every month that you're PC qualified, and PC is Performance Club. It's a great goal to set your intentions on each month. And if you desire to build a team, it starts with you. So you're the leader. You lead your team by being Performance Club yourself, so then you can encourage and teach your team how to do the same. So for those of you who are new, Performance Club is based on, you'll hear this term, premium dollars. Premium dollars is just the dollar of the membership. It's all based on memberships. That's what we're here for, to sell memberships. Your $24.95 legal plan, for instance, is $25 of premium. When you do $100 in premium, right? That's Performance Club. And then we also heard PC Pro, which is Performance Club Pro. That's $200 in premium. So we have 2 levels. We have that because some of us are part-time, some of us are full-time. Everyone is invited. Everyone is welcome to this club. So 2 quick tips, Performance Club. Set your intention that you'll be in Performance Club. Say it. I am Performance Club qualified in the month of June. Just say that over and over, and then focus on your activity, your follow-ups, your prospecting, your inviting. And I like to add this tip is get a workout partner, or if you already have one, call your workout partner and get encouragement. Maybe you get strategies, especially as you start nearing to the end of the month and you're starting to get, just give a call. It's just that conversation goes a long way. And I already celebrated, congratulated everyone in Performance Club for this month. I want to clap again for you. And I just want to say, please keep it going. Keep it going. Let's all get in the club. I'll see you in the club in June. And I'm going to go back to Leigh now.
Oh,
Thank you.
Susan, I love that. See you in the club. That's awesome. All right, guys, I will be PC Pro. All right. And now we're going behind the scenes. This segment will be a conversation with a Millionaire Club member. There's a couple different ways it can go. And you know, the illustrious John Drennan, we all know who he is and what he does. And we don't want to take any more time away from him. Mr. Drennan, the Zoom call is yours, sir.
Well, thanks so much. And this has been amazing. I just want to edify Steve Beck on how you crafted the music, kicking this off. And then Dani and Leigh, Annette, Matt, Susan, and Vera and Renisha, just kudos to you and what you're doing, what you've done. And that interview, Dani and Jason, what great questions, Dani, really skillful. And Jason, well, let me say this, Dani or Leigh, look into if you can get from the recording and just take out that interview as a tool. I'd love to be able to send that to people and say, let me just give you a sense of some of the people we work with, because Jason, that was so gracious and thoughtful and deep. And like, I just kind of want you to keep talking and me stop talking. That was phenomenal. So great job. But I am going to talk, and I don't have a lot of time here. So whether you just think about what I'm saying or take some quick notes, but I've been given some thought to a few very impactful words that have so much meaning. And these words have whole concepts. And let me share a couple of words and then zero in on one of them. One word is decision. One word is belief. One word is action. One word is focus. I want to zero in on the word belief. And I just believe that what we believe impacts all the other ones. It impacts how we make a decision and what decisions. It impacts our actions every moment. You know, it impacts our focus and what we focus on. And so I'm going to ask you some pretty profound questions here. And the first one is, what is a belief? What is a belief? And I've heard different definitions over my lifetime, but one I've heard is something we repeat to ourselves over and over. Interesting, a minute ago, Susan said, repeat over and over, I'm in Performance Club. You do that often enough with anything, and it starts to register as a belief where we believe it whatever that thing is that we think and say over and over and over. But what is a belief? Okay. Secondly, where's a belief come from? Like, we wouldn't say a belief is fact or truth, like gravity. So where do our beliefs come from? And I think they're seeded at some point in our life. Maybe at age 3, maybe at age 7, maybe from a teacher, a coach, a lover, whatever. But these beliefs get seeded at some point and potentially grow into really powerful, even beyond a belief, to a conviction. A really high level belief is a conviction. Some people die over their beliefs, their convictions. They refuse to eat if they're in prison, or they blow themselves up. You know, their beliefs are so convicted. So where do they come from? And then we know we can change them. Here's why we know that. We all have. But how do we change a belief? And I want to share some beliefs I've had that I since don't have. At one time, I believed in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. I did. There was a time where if you asked me who's Santa Claus, is he real, I would have believed yes. But today I don't. There was a time I believed your house is your primary asset, your most valuable asset. It's actually, for most of us, our biggest liability. That doesn't mean it's not important and an emotional asset, but financially, it's our biggest liability because it takes the most money out of our pocket. At one time, I believed carbs were really, really a healthy food group. I don't believe that anymore. Certainly not as healthy as other food groups. So I got asking myself, and there's countless things I at one time believed, I don't believe them today. So I asked myself, well, what changed any of those? Here's what it was: new information. At one point, I started hearing other kids say Santa's not real. And then I went to my parents and we had a conversation, and well, no, Santa's not. So I got new information. So I shifted my belief. I got new information about carbs. I got new information about assets and liabilities. So my question is, can beliefs change? And the answer is absolutely. You know that, but how do they change? And so the next question is, what belief is limiting us in our business? Because we all have one or more beliefs that are limiting us. No exception, every one of us. So what are they? What's the number one belief? And people say things like, I'm too young, I'm too old, I don't have enough experience, I don't know enough people, I haven't had success in business, I didn't have the right parenting, I don't have the right genes, all kinds of things. My spouse isn't supportive, my sponsor's a knucklehead, all kinds of things are these beliefs that limit us. So what's one that, as you think about this, limits us, or in your case, limits you? Some believe it's something to do with your personality. I'm too shy, I'm too overbearing, I'm too quiet. And then once you identify a belief that's limiting you, how do you change it? The answer comes back to new information. Years ago, I had the ability to be around Tony Robbins talking about this, and here's the way he said it. Think of a belief as a tabletop. So like, call my phone here a tabletop. And what supports it are legs that hold that tabletop up. So how do you cause that to falter and fall? It's like the three-legged stool. Cut out a leg. As you eliminate legs, the table falls. In the same way, if you've got a belief and you eliminate references that support that belief. Like when I was young, the references were my parents said Santa Claus was real. My friends bought into that, my siblings. So I had all these references that said Santa Claus was real, but gradually those got cut out, knocked away, chipped away, destroyed. That belief tumbled and a new belief replaced it. And the new belief was Santa's fictitious. And so you could take that for, I thought carbs were such a healthy food group. but then new science, new reading, new people I spent time with, pursuing more of a study, I learned new things. So the old references deteriorated, replaced with new ones to create new beliefs. So let's say you say, well, I don't have any background in business. If you have a belief, well, I can only go so far because I don't have a business background. Well, how do you start to impact and erode the references that are holding that belief in place? Who told you you don't have the experience? Look around and find people who had less experience than you. Find examples. Those examples will erode this crappy belief system you've got. And then as you erode what's holding it up, bring in the new references, like other examples, books, other people, because most of our beliefs got somehow seeded and anchored by our family, friends, teachers, coaches, that for the most part were wrong. They not because they weren't good people, they just didn't know what they didn't know. So, and so this all leads to this idea. What will happen if you can identify one belief holding you back and then go in and destroy the references and bring in new ones and completely shift that to a new belief? What will that mean to your business? For some of you, it could change it from sitting at director forever to going to, bronze, silver, gold executive director. There's no limit. So I hope that's been helpful. That's the Millionaire Club piece for tonight. And before I hand it back to Leigh, I just want to send such a big kudos to you, Leigh, and you, Dani, for stepping up, agreeing to take on leading this weekly Zoom. What a great start. I commend you both so much. And it's been great watching your beliefs grow, because that happens too. Our beliefs can grow as we make progress, and that's happened for both of you. Leigh Perry, back to you.
Thanks so much, Mr. Drennan. And one thing that he's taught us is always say yes, and make sure that you're prepared if you've got an idea, because guess what happens? Hello? All right. And now we're going out to Mike Thompson for our motivation moment. Mike Thompson's got 2 minutes to get us pumped up for the week.
Welcome. Thank you, Leigh. Welcome to Success Partner family. Many years ago, when I started in this business, John was teaching us a lot of things. And one of the things that he brought up was Jim Rohn. And I'm a big believer in Jim Rohn. And the one quote that he said that I live with to this day: never wish life were easier, wish that you were better. Back to you, Leigh.
Wow, that's a great one, Mike. I was saying that one with you. Never wish it was easier, wish you were better. Thanks. Definitely a goal to strive for. So folks, thank you for being here for our first one. I know we went just a little bit long. We'll be making some adjustments. We wanted to see how it works. I think the thing that's super exciting is everybody's got their own segment. If you're interested in being a part of it, we've got some options for you to participate as well. And I'm going to give a shout out to Alice Engelhart. She's great at helping us coordinate all that. You can let Dani, me, Annette, or Alice know, and we'll help you figure out where you might plug in best and when that might work for all of us. And so Steve Beck, I'm going to say thank you again. Thanks to everybody. Congratulations to Renisha and Vera. Renisha was able to hop on. So everybody unmute and go woohoo, and then come back. So we can.
Thank you.
All right.
Way to
giddy up. Giddy
All
up.
right. We love it.
Thank
we
you.
love it. Good to have you able to come on with this, Renisha. Well, Steve Beck has done such a great job in the past of finding amazing videos for us to wrap up with. So we're going to pass it back to Steve. Feel free to stay on. So glad to see your smiling faces. And don't forget to collect those stories and let us know if you want to connect. Mr. Beck, back to you, sir.
Thanks, Leigh, and thank you all for joining us this evening. Here's a little something for you that I hope will inspire and motivate. Just disappeared. There we go.